Viewer discretion is advised.
I'm Rico, and I'm a Thomas fan.
And I'm Jacob, and I'm not.
Welcome back to RECORE Reactions, hashtag Tatma, Parody 2019. And we're about to watch part 2. What did you think about part 1?
It was a little weird. They had, I don't know. The guy was just, it was focused on the wrong part. Like, they could have condensed it down to the point where we got to see more trains and not just the weird kid drawing the trains. And then the weird hippie guy at the train station, he was really out there. Like, that was a lot of overacting. But overall,
if you thought that was overacting, clearly you don't remember Alec Baldwin's performance in the original movie with the whole carrot and celery scene.
yeah, he was horrible. That was really weird. Like, yeah, he was doing, I don't know, $100,000 worth of acting on like a $100 budget. And then there was the one guy who was always like so depressed and dark in the one corner, like hiding in a cave. Who was that?
Bernard Stone. This version actually was the younger version of the character who went to Sodor in the first part.
Wait, what? So the guy in here who's obsessively drawing trains is who?
He's gonna grow up to become
the depressed guy in the cave.
Yeah.
See, if they would have just got on top of it, gave him some nice antidepressants, got him off the drawing trains, he wouldn't have been living in a cave, ranting about fairy dust and rage. That was sad. Like, that made me depressed watching him.
So without further ado, let's see what happens now on the island of Sodor.
Sodor, Mordor, same thing.
I'd like to introduce you to my good friend, Thomas. And yes, he happens to be a large wooden train with a face pulled on a string. Please don't judge him.
You think they could have done a paint job, get them ready for the movie?
All the engines on the Northwestern Railway work.
They didn't even green screen out the little pull cables. That's awful.
All of this part really is green screen, it's just like model.
But you see the pull cables?
I can see.
They spent all the money, all the budget on a miniature conductor instead of trying to get rid of the cables.
And you weren't on time, little Thomas.
And you're being bossy, Gordon. The sign also says, sorry for delays during repairs, we are making this a better railway.
Got him.
Signed, head of the railway.
Ah, conductor, I've heard of him. Isn't he the yank that wears that ghastly blue uniform? I mean, sparkle, sparkle, and all that noise. Ridiculous. It's simply a parlor trick. A teleporting man. The very idea is preposterous, I tell you. How much could really happen in 1 week?
Get out of my way!
Diesel's the Fat Controller brought for a trial run. I call him Diesel 10. From what I hear, he's 10 out of 10 for devious deeds and brutal strength in the factory he came from. Really nasty claw he's got his cap too.
The evil engine.
Timber, they say.
Because that's, I guess, just the lore in Thomas and Friends. Diesels think steam engines are superior to steam engines.
They are. Like, in every way.
I'm not sure what this mystical... We mainline engines will handle this, visitor.
Will do.
Well, you can't do nothing about it if you're not on the same track. Or unless you spit on his track and derail him.
You've probably seen the original anyways, but don't get your panties in a twist. Because we've got to go see my cousin first.
Nice drone
The other
shots.
end of our universe, peaceful pastures, and then, up and over Muffle Mountain, is what I live now.
I like the fact they
Shining time.
the original Shining.
The station's aged pretty well, and you know what? So has my world running smoothly.
Just killed a bunch of mice.
Ooh, they are including dogs in this version.
Could you go any slower, George?
And that's part 2.
They just need to hold out, get all of their little stuff together, and just release it as one trailer. Like a 30-minute trailer or whatever they're doing here.
Well, actually, according to his Twitter, it sounds like it's going to come closer to 3 hours when it's all put together.
That's not a trailer.
It's not supposed to be a trailer, it's supposed to be like a movie.
So this is supposed to be a movie, but they don't have the time to make it all at once.
Well, if it was all at once, we'd still be waiting for it to come out, the sound of it.
Yeah, but there wouldn't be the weird cliffhangers.
It can't be that.
I think the way they're releasing this is the reason the guy ended up depressed and in a cave.
What?
Yeah.
How can you... I don't want to know.
Yeah, because he's like, okay, now I gotta wait a whole nother week to work on this movie again. And that's what the real depression was about in the cave.
Everything's all filmed. It's mostly the post-production they put this.
Okay, so it's all filmed?
Yeah.
It's just post-production that sucks? So we should write a strongly worded fan letter that says they need to get their shit together and hit the guys in the editing room a couple times so they can speed up production.
Oh, come on.
And they need to get rid of the wires. That is annoying. But I did like the wooden trains, like the whole little wooden toy set thing, because that reminds me of when it used to come on when I was younger and I changed the channel to Power Rangers.
Oh, brother.
So, yeah, it reminds me of Power Rangers.
I will say one thing, though, about the fact that it's taking this long to get all the special effects and post-production.
It's pissing you off and you want to burn the place down?
No. It's that if this parody is taking this long to make, imagine how much work went into the original film. Because I imagine they probably had to do just as much work in less amount of time.
Yeah, but they had more people, I'm betting. What is this, like some guy working in a basement?
No, it's actually
on his keyboard, like, meh, meh.
Trust me, this...
Thomas.
Trust me, this...
The train.
I've seen a lot of fan productions, and by this standard, it's actually quite high in production value.
Yeah, minus the cables. Like, they could have used, like, fishing line or something. Fishing line is harder to see. Instead, they used like, thread or little steel cabling or something. That was pretty, it was pretty out there. I don't know, cables are just an issue for me. It upsets me.
Well then, don't take the trolley in San Francisco. It's a cable car.
Well, that has...
Well, anyway.
In movies. I'm talking about in movies. If you see a cable or something, like the water bottle that was on Game of Thrones, sitting behind the guy's leg, like watching it, like, they didn't have water bottles. Or maybe they did, I don't know.
You can't compare that to Game of Thrones, just saying.
Well, I mean, Game of Thrones does have better quality production than this. I mean, if these people tried a little, just put a little effort, we could have good trains. Like, their cheeks don't even move, it's just wobbly eyes.
Well, that was like that in the original film.
Well, that was how long ago?
2000.
Well...
And trust me, the mouth moving was also... many critics criticized that.
Criticized what?
The fact the mouse did not move in the original film.
Oh, well, I mean... They should have criticized the fact that the trains were talking. That would have probably been something to bring up, other than the mouths moving. Like if they took Mr. Conductor and just put him in the train, and then had him say everything that Thomas would say. So he'd like pull up behind the diesel train, and instead of being a train and being like, oh, I'll get him, the conductor could have got out and went like, oh, I'll get him, and shot at him.
Oh, really?
That'd be more action. Then you can get all Die Hard with it. You could make Thomas hit a train ramp or something, and then land in the back of Diesel, knock him off the track. Then they can like go rolling down a hill.
Oh, trust me, based off of what I've seen in the second trailer, I think you're gonna really love this parody.
There's guns.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
Don't you remember? I showed you it. The second trailer. I showed you it like late June when it came out.
My mind has erased it. I want shotguns. That is it.
Well, anyway, that does it for this episode. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and donate to my Patreon if you can. And this is Rico and Jacob signing out.